Um, I very rarely write poems. I don't ever call myself a poet. I feel like I didn't go high enough on the SAT to meet that claim, and I don't use a lot of pretty polished syllabic words. So, but this is one poem that I wrote, and essentially a joke every month. They carried me through town like a trophy they just won. They got nothing but compliments and congratulations from each and every one. My parents were determined to prove I was the greatest kid. They made me feel so special and praised everything I did. I thought the sky was the limit until the day that I was grounded. How could you embarrass me like that? Oh, how those words resounded. The lesson started on that day, but it would be some time before I'd see. I would constantly seek approval and permission to be me. I guess my parents had gaps in their life that they wanted me to fill. Their lost hopes and ambitions were disguised as my free will. As a baby, they could hardly wait for the moment I could walk. Then they'd repeat words again and again as a way to teach me how to talk. But they and many after them had a completely different plan, which is where my disdain for human beings truly all began. I salvaged scraps of self-esteem through the few good people that I've met. When people aren't reminding you how stupid you are, it's quite easy. I had learned to prioritize, compromise intellect, looks, gave up on my imagination when I threw away. I once thought I had a purpose, but I replaced it with a job. Potential to be a great machine, now I'm barely just a top. Used to have such great conversations until the day I got a phone, and I became more disconnected with every new gadget I owned. So desperate for a comforting voice that there was no one I could call. Everyone's busy being busy, but no one's busy at all. My train ride to work was the only socializing I had left. The cell phones and headphones made everyone blind and deaf. So uncomfortable with silence, they forced themselves to speak, but never, ever of their feelings, if that would make them speak. When I tried to share my thoughts with others, they made me feel like I was rude. No one allowed my voice to be heard, so I silenced it. Whenever I was in pain, I cried. Now I just swallow a pill. Whatever people don't understand, they always try to kill. I stopped saying when I grow up the moment I realized I was grown. So when I lost permission to be a child, I had one of my own. I thought I knew something about life. Apparently I was wrong. Instead of living twice as much, we should all just live twice as long. When I told them I was free of debt, they thought it was a joke. I didn't think that I was broken. I just thought that I was broke. Hoping for some kind of contact, I ventured to the crowded mall. Automatic doors, faucets, and lighting, and now I touch nothing at all. Seems like everyone goes shopping whenever they get bored. Their wallets filled with credit cards to buy what they can't afford. No matter where you look, their advertisements relentlessly shove in your face, because if you're not constantly buying something, then you're just a waste of space. A car, an address, a house full of stuff, but all I really have is debt. I replace resourcefulness with insurmountable regret. A glorified storage unit is what I'm now forced to call my home. Irrevocable envy for the homeless, because at least they're free to roam. I have memories from all sorts of places that apparently no one knows, because they all became places to eat or somewhere to buy bigger clothes. A way to make new friends. I thought it would be fun. But when I amassed hundreds, I felt like I had none. Think whatever you will of me. This was all that I could do. To summarize my tragedy in a letter signed Sincere. So these are just quick thoughts. I think that's the first poem I've ever actually written and shared. Just quick thoughts. Oftentimes, when things are bad, they comfort you by saying, it's not your fault. You didn't do anything. But oftentimes, that's exactly why it is. Finally, Martin Niemöller was a priest during World War II. German himself spent the last 7 years of life in a concentration camp. He wrote a poem. At first they came for the socialists and I did not speak out. Socialists. Then they came for the true unionists and I did not speak out. Then they came for the sick and I did not speak out because I was healthy. Then they came for the Catholics and I did not speak out because I was not one of them. Then they came for the Jews and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. And then they came for me. And there was no one left to speak for. So, in light of what's going on in our economy, I wrote my own version, my modern day 2.0 version. First they came for the toy stores, and I did not speak out because I had no children. Then they came for the bookstores, and I did not speak out because I hardly read. Then they came for the art and hobby stores, and I did not speak out because I'd given up on my creative outlets and my hobbies. Then they came for the music and movie stores, and I did not speak out because I was downloading the content for free. Then they came for the brick and mortar stores, and I did not speak out because I was waiting for my online order to be shipped. And then they came for me. My job, my business. And there was no one left to speak for me. And no way for me to share my voice, for by that point, they already controlled communication.